Yo, before this video even gets started, I just want to say, go ahead and click that subscribe button. It's completely free. It doesn't cost you anything, and it helps me out so much. So go ahead and click that subscribe button. Just make me feel better. Thank you. Before I even get started, this car is very dirty. It's crusty. It's dusty. I haven't washed it in like 2 weeks, so don't pick on me. It doesn't look the best it can be, but it's gonna get there soon. I just ordered coilover, so I'm gonna wash it then. That'll be the next video. So thank you for clicking on this one, and enjoy. What's going on, everybody? It's Seth back with another YouTube video, and today I'm going to be explaining why these cars, these 6th gen Honda Accords, are one of the best cars you can get as a young sports car enthusiast. And today I'm going to be in this beautiful, beautiful location in 90-degree North Carolina heat. So if it looks like I'm sweating, I am. But yeah, let's get straight into it. So the 6th gen Honda Accord was produced from 1998 to 2002. And it came in both 2-door and 4-door variations, this car being the 4-door sedan. They came with both 4-cylinder and 6-cylinder options. This one also is a 6-cylinder option. They came with leather interior, cloth interior. They had multiple variations throughout the years, but that's not what y'all are here for. Y'all are here to see why this is the best sports car you can get as a young car enthusiast. And there's just a simple reason. It's a Honda. This car was made during Honda's prime, in my opinion, in the late 90s, early 2000s of Honda. This car is so mechanically inclined and so fun to just drive that it's ridiculous. This car, for being a 2000, this one's a 2000, being a 4-door car from 2000, produces over 200 horsepower through the V6. Sadly, it does have the 4-speed option, which means it's not a manual, but it's not too big of a deal. This car is still stupid fun to drive. And as you've seen, I've been driving with other cars like a Lexus IS300 that has a 2JZ GE motor in it. And recently I was cruising with a bunch of 90s Acura like Integras and older Civic SIs and stuff, and this car performs just as well as they do. So really and truly, this car performs at the same level as, you know, most of your 90s and early 2000s sports cars would, and it's a 4-door. But yet the 2-door, the coupe, takes it to a whole nother level. So the 2-door coupe, if you ever seen one, it kind of looks like the NSX clone. I'm going to put a picture here. The back of it, between that, the tail lights look the exact same as what an NSX does. So a lot of people get it confused. Well, this car, I'm going to show you the back now, it looks completely different. This car is a beautiful and a gorgeous car. This car, to me, is like a hallmark of what Honda could do back in the early 2000s. And it's an amazing car to me. They're very cheap. I mean, extremely cheap. But now I'm just gonna go through some of the real reasons why this car is such an amazing car. So now that I'm not sitting down on my lazy butt, I'm gonna show you some of the coolest features of this Honda Accord sedan. This is not a stock sedan. This is a coupe front bumper from a 2001 or 2002 Honda Accord coupe. This car does come, well, it came for me with 18-inch BBS rims, and I just got coilovers for it. So if you want to see the build on this car, I am currently still in the process of doing the build on this car, but I'm going to put it right here, and I'm going to put a link to it in the description of the video. But one of the main reasons that this car is such a good car is because the aftermarket support. You would never think that a 4-door Honda would have the aftermarket support of this car. This car comes with tons of sites and tons of people willing to support you and your decision to buy these cars. I absolutely love some of the people who make some of the products for this car. There's a big company that I want to shout out, 9P Performance. I'm going to put them right here. If you have one of these cars or like these cars, go ahead and go check him out. He does ported throttle bodies, and even with the J series, he's just started doing ported intakes. So that's a great first modification to one of these cars, and it really makes the VTEC noises come alive. If you've never heard, I'm going to put a clip here of the VTEC noises of these cars. Now, my specific model is the J Series V6. This is a 3-liter V6 with VTEC in it, which means this thing screams and howls and makes well over 200 horsepower. Well, not really well over, but it makes over 200 horsepower. It's got a cheap cold air intake on mine, but don't mind that. Like I said, 9P Performance specializes in these throttle bodies and porting these intakes, and I've heard they do some amazing work. So like I said, go check them out. But anyways, you can get this V6 option in a 2000 Honda Accord that makes over 200 horsepower, which is absolutely amazing. And this car will run with like RSXs, Integras, Civic SIs. It'll run with, I've ran with a WRX. Now, I'm not going to say I beat them, but I've ran with them. I've ran with Golf GTIs and stuff like that. But what the funniest thing is the car scene recognizes this car. When you pull up to a car meet, they're like, dude, it's a Honda. And then you pop the hood and they're like, oh my God, it's a Honda with a V6. So that's one of the best things for having this car. And I do want to give a shout out to a company that's probably a whole lot bigger than me, Donut Media. They gave me the inspiration for this video because they recently did a video and it was like top 10 cars for like young car enthusiasts. And #1 was the Honda Accord. So that gave me the idea for the 6th gen Honda Accord video. And that's what I have, so that's why I'm really making it. Now, some pros of this car, I'm gonna go ahead and show the interior. This is the leather interior option, and if you can look at it, this interior is absolutely amazing. Like, this is like soft leather. Like, this seat is so comfortable to drive in. And since it is the 4-door, it does have the massive back seat. Disregard all the clutter in there. And then once you come around to the back, the trunk is massive. The trunk is absolutely huge. Also, I have coil packs because I keep blowing them. Don't know why that's happening, but it's happening. But yeah, it allows me to keep a whole bunch of junk back here. And they even come with a jack and all that and tools. And underneath of this is your spare tire. But all that stuff really helps. And one thing I will say, actually, I think this was a factory option. They came with 400-watt Sony X-Cloud speakers throughout the entire car, which absolutely bumps. But that's the main list of all the goods on this car. Now I'm gonna go ahead and talk about some of the bads. Some of the bads will have to be is this motor may make 200 horsepower, but the problem is the J30A1 is very limited in what it can do. Which means to go higher horsepower than around 400, you have to swap to a J32 or J35. And you really want to swap to the 6-speed because this 4-speed auto down there absolutely sucks. This one has had both the motor and transmission replaced in it. It was under recall, but yet the transmission is already messed up. But that's not to say that this car is unreliable. This car right here has 270,000 miles. So therefore, it is still a reliable Honda car. It's just, it's not the most reliable. It's not as reliable as a 4-cylinder car, like, you know, the other ones. But yet, if you go to the 4-cylinder 5-speed option, you will have none of those problems. The 4-cylinder 5-speed option for this car is actually really good. And I've seen a lot of people swap them. In fact, I've seen people even K swap them and B swap these cars, and it fits perfectly. Same with like the 3.5 liters or 3.2 liter V6s out of like the Acura CL Type S and the Acura TL Type S, which are amazing cars, which is essentially the same platform and all as this car. So it's an easy swap to do. Lastly, another thing with the V6s, and I think with pretty much all the trims, the gas mileage isn't as good as you think. I normally only get around 18 miles per gallon. Granted, it does sound good to like gun it and all that stuff. So, I mean, part of it's my fault, but the car itself is absolutely worth everything. I've never really had a serious problem with this car. I got in a wreck with it and you can't even tell it. But the real problem with that was the brakes. So I swapped over to carbon ceramic race brakes. But yeah, that's pretty much going to be the video, guys. I want to say thank y'all for watching. Even if you didn't like this video or don't like my content or anything, please just click the subscribe button. I don't care if you dislike or anything like that. Click that subscribe button. Also, if you own a 6th-gen Honda Accord, comment it down below. Tell me what it's like, you know. Tell me your thoughts about owning it. I really don't know about the 4-cylinder as much as I know about the 6-cylinder. So if you own a 4-cylinder, let me know. If you own a 5-speed car, let me know. But anyways, thank y'all so much for watching the video, and I hope you really enjoyed. If you didn't, like I said, please subscribe still. I need the subscribers.
Now turn up.